The nuances of playing with a flute are pretty simple in the fact that the flute has this unbelievable ability to reach the back of any room it's in. It's a big instrument for a little stick. It's this tiny little stick, but it's a really loud, piercing instrument. And what I like that the Alhambra does with the flute is, while no guitar could ever meet its power, it meets its nuance, and it can work with that flute overtone. The guitar is helped by the fact that the flute is strong. It's pulled with it, and the Alhambra is willing to go with the flute, and that's what I like about it. I think I fell into ensemble play partly out of the reality of where I came from as a young player. Being a rock player, you don't necessarily play alone. You play with other instruments. And the guitar has this ability, but along the way it's been isolated, that is the classical guitar, has been isolated in some ways to be a solo instrument. And that's awesome, it's beautiful, I love to play solo, but there's a great engagement not only between the players, either if it's with Michelle, my wife, or if it's with a string quartet or another guitarist or vocalist, there's that communication, but most importantly, when musicians are communicating to one another, there's a great communication between them and the audience that sometimes is hard to achieve as a soloist. But I have no for me, and I have no problem achieving it in ensemble. As far as my partnership with my wife, Michelle, we met 23, 24 years ago while at college. And quite simply, I thought she was the best player in the building, so I made it a point to make sure I played with the best player in the building. The personal side of things, well, that developed naturally, and the musical side of things, there's such a wonderful repertoire for flute and guitar, so we were very blessed to want to play with one another and to have really 600-700 years of music to select from.